Whose birthday? My birthday. Patrick Daniel Tillman Jr., born November 6, 1976, passed April 22, 2004, a hero/role model. Happy birthday, Mr. Tillman. Happy birthday. Manja manja. Hello and welcome to Spoonie's Birthdays. Today's birthday for November 6, 2022 is Pat Tillman. Rest in peace, Mr. Tillman, and happy birthday. Mr. Tillman and his brother Kevin enlisted on May 31, 2002. In September 2002, they completed basic training together. After Kevin and Pat finished their Ranger assessment as well as selection program, they both was assigned to the 2nd Ranger Platoon in Fort Lewis, Washington. On September 22, 2004, at FOB Salerno in Afghanistan, Mr. Tillman was initially reported to have been killed by enemy combats. The Army initially claimed that Tillman and his unit were attacked in an apparent ambush on a road outside of the village Baha, near the Pakistani border. The military did not report the truth until after Tillman was laid to rest. The Department of Defense as well as the U.S. Congress eventually ruling the death as a friendly fire incident. The conclusion of the friendly fire report was the U.S. Army Criminal Investigation Division, or CID, concluded that Tillman and the Afghan militia soldiers were killed by friendly fire when one allied group fired upon another, in confusion after nearby gunfire was mistakenly believed to be from enemy combats. Finally, Brigadier General Gary M. Jones summarized this incident was due to the stress of the combat. Even though Tillman's wound showed he was hit with an M16 round from the distance of 10 yards or 30 feet away, shot 3 times in the head. The following is what the actual report stated. The CID report summary, dated March 19, 2007, stated that, quote, during their movement through the Canyon Road, Serial 2, Tillman's platoon had to split up because of a broken HMMWV. The parts were called Serial 1 and Serial 2, was ambushed and became engaged in a run-and-gun battle with the enemy combats. Serial 1, Tillman's portion of the platoon, had just passed through the same canyon without incident and were approximately 1 kilometer ahead of Serial 2. Upon hearing explosions, gunfire, and sporadic radio communications from Serial 2, Serial 1 dismounted their vehicles and moved on foot to a more adventurous position to provide overwatch and fire support for Serial 2's movement out of the ambush. Upon exiting the gorge, and despite attempts by Serial 1 to signal a, quote, friendly fire position, unquote, occupants of the lead vehicle of Serial 2 opened fire on Tillman's position, where he was fatally shot, unquote. Welcome back. The Washington Post reported on May 4, 2005, prepared at the request of Tillman's family by Brigadier General Gary M. Jones, revealed that in days immediately following Tillman's death, Army investigators were aware of the friendly fire incident. Jones reported that senior Army commanders, including General John Abizel, knew of this fact within days of the shooting, but nevertheless approved the award of the Silver Star, Purple Heart, and the rank of Corporal. General Stanley McChrystal approved the Silver Star citation on April 28, 2004. General Stanley McChrystal stated, quote, in the line of devastating enemy fire. However, on the next day sent a P4 confidential memo warning senior government members that Tillman might actually have been killed by friendly fire. The military brass knew all this before his televised memorial service. Jones also reported that members of Tillman's unit burned his body armor and uniform in an apparent attempt to hide the fact that he was killed by friendly fire. His notebook, according to Arthur John Crocker, Tillman had recorded some of his thoughts on Afghanistan. That was burnt as well. Blatant violation of protocol. The soldiers who was responsible for the burning of Tillman's material was removed from the United States Army Rangers. Tillman's family did not get the information of the friendly fire incident until 3 weeks after his memorial service. On March 4, 2007, the U.S. Department of Defense opened a criminal investigation of Tillman's death. Charges pending for negligent homicide. On March 26, 2007, the Pentagon released a report stating the following. Quote, we emphasize that all investigators established that the basic fact of CPL Tillman's death that it was caused by friendly fire. The occupants of one vehicle in CPL Tillman's platoon were responsible, and the circumstance of the ground caused those occupants to misidentify friendly forces as hostile. None of the investigations suggested that CPL Tillman's death was anything other than accidental. A review, as well as the investigation, reported completely by Army CID, obtained no evidence contrarian those findings. Unquote. Welcome back. Tillman's brother, Kevin, testified before the United States House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, stated the following. Quote, "The deception surrounding this case was an insult to the family, but more importantly, its primary purpose was to deceive a whole nation. We say these things with disappointment and sadness for our country. Once again, we have been used as props in a Pentagon public relations exercise," unquote. Guerin, acting Secretary of the Army, stated to reporters, quote, "We as an Army failed in our duty to the Tillman family, the duty we owe to all the families of our fallen soldiers. Give them the truth, the best we know it, as fast as we can," unquote. On a brighter note, the Lincoln Law School of San Jose has established the Pat Tillman Scholarship in honor of Mr. Tillman. Thank you and happy birthday, Mr. Tillman, a hero and a role model. Nanu Nanu. That's been Spoonie's birthdays. Thank you, Mr. Tillman. I know you're still up there watching us. God bless. Happy birthday. Rest in peace. Munja Munja. Nanu Nanu.